What's new with you, Max? What's going on?
Well,
Mm.
um,
Literally
the
nothing.
South Shields properties are going a bit south. Um, the Dudley one, we haven't had anyone in for this month either, so that was going out of pocket as well.
Oh,
So I'm focusing on getting those two up to speed before I sort of go through with any more because the last thing I want is to be working to pay three mortgages at once. And there's people in there that shouldn't be in there.
Waters.
Um, Squatters, yeah. So you're not going to be able to get into the property. Um, so I don't know, we'll see. If
Yeah.
worst comes to worst, we'll just ditch that one. I don't know if I've got
Yeah, this is it. It's just getting a bit, just because of that neighbor upstairs, it's just getting to the
yeah.
point where like we cannot do our job now.
If it keeps carrying on, I don't know.
You need to get the landlord on the phone because if he actually has something to do with this, like the neighbour says,
Yeah.
well, this is it. Like the neighbor was shouting at me down the phone because basically the locksmith got there and he was refusing him to access kind of thing. And then he's rang me and then the neighbor's there with him and he's like shouting at me down the phone saying, "Well, I've reported it to your landlord multiple times and he's told you and you've not done nothing." I was like, "We haven't heard a word from the landlord. So don't start shouting at me. Like we literally
Yeah.
haven't been told any of this. Like this is the first time I've heard anything. As far as I was concerned, our tenant checked out last Monday. We've been waiting every day for the locksmith to go in and change the lock to let the cleaner in because she went straight away and she couldn't get in. But she kept pushing back the locksmith because she just wasn't available at the same time that the locksmith was available. So it was like being pushed back day by day. And then when they have finally been able to come around and do it, the tenants refused or told them there's people in there. So the locksmith refused to go in. But I was like, well, can you actually see anyone in there? Can you knock on the door? Can you hear anybody in there? No. Like, I don't believe there's anybody in there. Just change the locks and this is the thing with rent to rent sometimes, it's not all upside, there is headaches that come
Yeah.
along sometimes. But, like we were saying, it's annoying
Mm.
because this property's done really, really well. Like I say, we
Um,
got it to the point now where it was making pretty much a
yeah.
£1,000 a month for the last few
Well,
months. So it was getting there.
mm.
Yeah.
Last month you made like a grand profit on it, and then or the month before, and then last month you made like £500 profit on it. But that's with like the last 16 days blocked out because we can't access the property. Whereas if we were
Yeah.
able to get in, then you'd
Yeah, it
you'd
would
have
be
made
good.
even more. You'd have made another grand. But
Yeah, it's
and it
true.
should be like that going forward. Now, obviously, the first few months are always the hardest, and like low season as well. You are like you kind of expect to kind of
Yeah.
lose money or not make money. But yeah, it's like it was getting there. Now this tenant is just, and it's annoying because it's not like we've got loads of guests coming and going. It was just one long-term guest.
Yeah. I'm
But
hoping going forwards, I don't have as many problems because this little situation has like made me question a lot of things. But
yeah, and it
hopefully
does
going
happen.
forwards, it sort of boosts my mental even more. So like thinking, okay,
Yeah,
I've gotten through this, so like what else is going to stop me, sort of thing.
yeah,
So
exactly. And
Exactly. We'll see.
yeah, if we can't, because at the moment
Yeah,
we
we'll
just
get it sorted.
can't do anything. They need to, I mean, even if I drive up there tomorrow, like, I mean, I will get in there. I'll change the locks myself, but
Yeah.
I don't really fancy fighting this tenant upstairs who's completely off his head all the time.
Yeah.
But I can. Get a few of my
Get
mates.
your get your daughter to come up with you, sorry. She'll knock him out.
Definitely.